A football club looks like one of the greatest businesses in the world. You buy a historic team. Millions of people already know the name. The customers are emotionally attached. The product is watched by billions. Every week, people around the world wear your brand on their shirts, argue about your decisions, and follow your results. From the outside, it seems almost impossible to fail. But football clubs have one of the strangest business models on earth, because the thing that creates the most value, winning football matches, is also the thing you cannot completely control. A normal company can improve its product, reduce costs, and follow a predictable strategy. A football club can spend hundreds of millions of dollars, sign the best players available, hire elite coaches, and still lose. That creates the central question behind football ownership. How do you make money from a business where success depends on something as unpredictable as a game? The answer reveals that owning a football club is not really about buying a team. It is about controlling a global attention machine. But that machine is expensive, emotional, and surprisingly fragile. When most people think about a football club's income, they imagine ticket sales, thousands of fans entering a stadium, food and merchandise being sold, matchday atmosphere creating revenue. And yes, that matters. But for the biggest clubs in the world, matchday income is only one piece of a much larger system. Modern football clubs are built on three major financial engines: broadcasting, commercial partnerships, and global brand value. Broadcasting is often the foundation. A league sells the rights to show matches to television networks and streaming companies. Those companies pay enormous amounts because live sports create something rare in entertainment, people watching at the same moment. A movie can be watched tomorrow. A football match loses much of its value after the final whistle. That urgency makes live football extremely valuable. The money from broadcasting is then distributed among clubs, creating a financial foundation before a single ticket is sold. But broadcasting creates a strange situation. A club does not only compete against its opponent on the field, it competes for attention. A team with millions of global supporters becomes more valuable because broadcasters, sponsors, and advertisers want access to that audience. This leads to one of football's biggest hidden truths. The most valuable asset of a football club is not always the players. It is the attention of the fans. This explains why some clubs are worth billions, even when they are not winning every year. A football club is partly a sports organization, but economically, it is also a media company. The club creates stories, rivalries, heroes, villains, historic moments. Those stories attract viewers, and viewers attract money. A player scoring a winning goal is not only a sporting event. It creates millions of views, social media posts, merchandise sales, sponsorship value, and global exposure. The goal itself lasts seconds. The economic impact can last years. This is why clubs spend so much effort building their identity. A strong brand can survive bad seasons. A weak brand can struggle even after success. But building that brand requires something that football owners often underestimate: patience. Because football success cannot simply be purchased. Imagine buying a football club. The first decision seems obvious: buy better players. But players are not just expensive purchases. They create an entire financial chain. A top player requires a transfer fee, then a salary, then bonuses, then agent fees, then sometimes additional staff, facilities, and marketing costs. A player who costs $100 million is rarely a $100 million expense. The real cost can be much higher. And this creates one of football's biggest financial traps. The pressure to spend money is immediate, but the return is uncertain. A new signing can become a superstar, or become a financial burden. A club can spend enormous amounts trying to reach success and discover that success was never guaranteed. This is where football becomes different from almost every other industry. A company can launch a new product and study customer behavior. A football club launches a new season and has no idea whether the outcome will be victory or disappointment. The biggest clubs attempt to escape this uncertainty by creating a cycle. Success creates attention. Attention creates revenue. Revenue allows more investment. Investment creates a better chance of success. And success creates even more attention. This cycle explains why elite clubs often become more powerful over time. A club that consistently qualifies for major competitions receives more money. That money allows it to attract better players. Better players increase the chances of winning. Winning increases global popularity. The gap between the richest and smaller clubs can become wider every year. But there is a dangerous side to this cycle. The opposite is also true. Failure creates a negative cycle. Poor results reduce income. Lower income limits investment. Limited investment reduces competitiveness. Reduced competitiveness creates more failure. One bad decision can spread through the entire organization. This is why football owners face a difficult balance. Fans want winning. Financial managers want stability. Those goals sometimes conflict. A supporter does not usually celebrate a club because it has a healthy balance sheet. They celebrate trophies. But trophies are expensive. A club can be financially responsible and still disappoint fans. A club can spend aggressively and win everything. Or it can spend aggressively and collapse. The challenge is finding the small space between ambition and financial reality. Few clubs understand this tension better than Manchester United. For decades, Manchester United became one of the strongest football brands in the world. During the era of manager Alex Ferguson, which lasted from 1986 to 2013, the club achieved extraordinary sporting success. It won numerous trophies, built a global fan base, and became one of football's most recognizable names. That success created something powerful: commercial dominance. The club became attractive to sponsors around the world. Companies wanted their logos connected to Manchester United because millions of people recognized the brand. After Ferguson retired in 2013, the situation changed. The club remained financially powerful. It continued generating enormous commercial revenue. It continued attracting global attention. But the sporting performance became inconsistent. And this revealed one of football's most important lessons. A powerful brand can protect a club financially, but it cannot guarantee success on the pitch. Manchester United showed that a football club can be commercially successful while struggling competitively. The business machine can keep operating even when the sporting machine is not performing at the same level. This is unusual. In most industries, a company with poor products eventually loses customers. Football is different because emotional loyalty is much stronger. A fan does not simply stop supporting a club because of a bad season. That loyalty is one of football's greatest financial advantages, and also one of its biggest challenges, because loyalty can hide problems. A club can continue selling shirts, continue attracting sponsors, continue filling stadiums, while deeper issues remain inside the organization: recruitment problems, poor financial decisions, expensive contracts, leadership mistakes. The numbers can look healthy while the foundation becomes weaker. This is why smart football ownership is not only about spending money. It is about building systems. The best clubs invest in scouting networks, youth development, data analysis, training facilities, leadership structures. They try to reduce uncertainty. They cannot remove luck from football, but they can improve their chances. The modern football industry is also changing because new investors see clubs differently. Some investors see football clubs as traditional sports teams. Others see them as global entertainment platforms. A club with millions of followers can expand into new markets, sell international sponsorships, create digital content, build membership systems, develop commercial partnerships. The stadium is no longer the entire business. The world is the marketplace. But this creates another challenge. Football clubs are not ordinary companies because supporters are not ordinary customers. Customers usually want lower prices and better products. Fans want something deeper. They want identity, history, belonging. A billionaire owner might see a club as an investment. A supporter might see it as part of their life. When those two perspectives collide, ownership becomes complicated. So, can owning a football club make you rich? The answer is complicated. The best-case scenario is obvious. You buy a club, build a winning culture, increase its global value, and create a powerful long-term asset. Some owners have achieved enormous returns, but the realistic successful outcome is more modest. A well-managed club can become financially stable, globally recognized, and competitive. The negative outcome is also clear. An owner can spend huge amounts of money chasing success, accumulate debt, damage the club's reputation, and still fail to win. Because football does not sell certainty. It sells possibility. That is why people invest billions into it. Not because every decision makes financial sense, but because football combines something rare: a global audience, emotional loyalty, and unpredictable competition. The real business of owning a football club is not simply selling tickets, shirts, or sponsorships. It is managing the most unpredictable asset in sports: human attention. A football club is not just a team trying to win games. It is a living economic system where emotion creates value, success creates money, and money creates the chance for more success. And the owners who understand that are not just buying a club. They are buying a machine built on passion, risk, and the impossible challenge of turning a game into a business.